Segmentation is often extremely overcomplicated. So this video and this document here is just trying to nail down the basics and explain everything you need to making sure you're hitting the primary inbox and you're making more informed decisions in terms of your campaigns and who you're actually sending your campaigns to. So it's literally one page. I've just tried to condense it down to be as simple as possible. Basically just a checklist you can do and just kind of run against your current strategy. So segmentation allows you to filter your list into different categories based on different customer behavior. And then you can make more informed decisions in terms of your campaigns, and also flow kind of triggers that kind of thing. It's just protecting your deliverability, increasing those open rates, and getting the right message to the right people. So that's ultimately just trying to increase the amount of kind of revenue you can get per campaign. So rather than just blasting your list and just shooting your deliverability, you can send to smarter, more relevant emails based on behavior. So it's how you're going to build trust, data, spam, and drive more revenue without annoying your list. It also ties into, as I mentioned, deliverability. So this document, I've made a video on this. Essentially, deliverability can kind of boil this down to three things. A sender domain is very simple just to set this up. Engaging emails, just making sure your emails are actually good and people like to read and open them. And then correct segmenting. So making sure you can optimize these three areas will help you stay in the primary inbox. So primary, promotion, spam, good, okay, and poor. So primary inbox just means more email revenue. So reducing the amount of emails which land in spam, your email conversion rate will directly increase as a result. So more eyeballs and the exposure effect through the primary tab, more people open in the primary tab, more open rates, more click rates, more conversions, and then the longer term kind of sales strategy there. So coming back to this document here, the key segments that you need to create, yes, you can go more fancy with this and really dial down onto specific kind of segments where they've opened a campaign, they've done this, they've kind of really dialing this down by location, by really specific behavior, things like that. But these are the core ones you can kind of take into your campaign strategy to have a consistent kind of revenue scalability through your campaigns. So this is essentially all you need to know in terms of segmentation. So the definition here, and then kind of how to use this into your campaigns. Yes, it's really great to create these segments, but how can you actually use these segments into your campaign strategy? So you have the engaged, unengaged, and then hot potential purchases. I've included this in here. This is a good one. And then suppress list. So this is all you really need here. With your engaged, quickly over the definition, open or clicked in the last 30 days, can receive email marketing bounce 0 times. So that's all these three here. And you can go to 14-day engaged, 120, 180, X amount of days here, and bounce email 0 times. So this basically means it's never failed to hit the inbox. Sometimes it just won't reach the inbox, and this is a big red flag in terms of your email provider and your reputation. So with your engaged here and your campaigns, so when you're sending out let's say you're sending 3 to 4 campaigns per week, and you might have one relatively solid sales kind of campaign for the month, and you might do 3 campaigns around that sales event. The rest of your emails are really kind of just education and priming the customer, let's say leading up to the sales event, and then post the sales event, removing buyer's remorse, really educating them on the products, getting them really hyped for their product to come, things like that. So let's say it was a big sale. With your brand's deliverability strength, only send campaigns to one core engaged segment. So for these 3 examples here, so let's say this is just in the kind of lower range, medium range, and higher range. If you want this to match up with your deliverability health. So Klaviyo lets you see your deliverability score. So if this is on the lower end, let's say it's around the 50 to 60 deliverability score mark, I'd even put this down to 14. Let's say it's at the 65 deliverability mark, keeping your list tighter. So it means more engaged people are opening your emails, which means your open rates will be higher for that specific segment. And you're only sending campaigns to that, which is then over a longer period of time is going to increase your deliverability score, which is going to allow you to increase the amount of people and open up your list to more people. So that's the kind of scale there. If you're sitting in a good spot around 90% deliverability score, you don't need to change anything. Keeping this 90-day engaged, that's where you're at, and you can continue to kind of scale this up, and this kind of ties into your 90-day unengaged segment here. So I really just want to make that clear, matching up the deliverability health to how open your list is. So if it's strong, you can send to 90+ day engage. If you're rebuilding or playing it safe, stick to the shorter, tighter engaged segments. So you're keeping your open rates high and your inbox placement strong, which is then as you a long enough period of time, you can increase this up as your deliverability score improves. So, and also run back to this kind of document here, speed run deliverability. This is going to show you everything that you need to do to increase this up here. Unengaged segments. So these segments, here's the definition, 0 times in the last 90 days. So these email segments are a lot colder. You don't want to actually completely neglect them. You do want to include them into your campaign strategy, as if you're only cycling your campaigns to engage people, these unengaged will, once a customer, once they once had an interest, if you're not emailing them at all, they're eventually just going to get colder and colder and just die off in terms of how interested they're in your product, as you're not keeping up with the touch points. So 1 to 3 times per month. And when you do email them, make it really valuable. So let's going back to that that campaign kind of calendar, 3 to 4 per week and 1 big sales event, let's say in the middle of the month. Using let's say you want to set 1 to 2 kind of campaigns through this 90-day engage segment, making sure it's really valuable. So this might be a very personalized note from the founder. Hey, we've got our flash sale coming up in 3 days. And having a strong subject line is going to get that open rate higher. And then you have that flash sale, you're sending them that discount there. It's 30% off. These are emails that are very likely to get that open rate, and then they'll come back into the cycle here. And so it's improving your and growing your engaged segment as well. So just making sure this is really valuable to keep them warm and really trying to win them back into that more engaged segment there, as you don't want to just leave them where they're at and just let them die off. Obviously, if your deliverability score is really bad, probably just hold off for the moment until you build it up. But if you're sitting in a good spot, definitely trying to really win them back into that engaged segment there. The other one I want to touch on is hot potential purchasers. So these are people who have recently active on site, viewed product, added to cart, started checkout last 30 days, or they've opened and clicked in the last 30 days. So these customers are really hot, but they just haven't purchased yet. So this is where you can send a couple extra potential campaigns here, or just really more direct focused campaigns to try and win them over. Maybe it's benefits that it's really kind of objection handling. So they're really just close on the edge and you're just trying to see if you can tip them over. There's a really good way to kind of maximize your sales for the month. But that's really it there. Suppressed list, do not censor this list at all. So this is the definition: 0 times in the last 180 days, bounced once, and marked email as spam over all time. So these are essentially dead in the eyes of your email list. What you can do is, back to this document, run them through a sunset flow, and you can set this up automatically. Once they're kind of running through here, you just want to keep suppressing these profiles to keep your Klaviyo cost down. Do not censor this list. This is going to kill your deliverability score. That's it. Really condensed kind of document here. Just wanted to run through everything that's really important to nail the basics in terms of your campaign strategy for using segments to make more important decisions. So that's it from me. I hope this was valuable, and this document will be in the description. You can also check out this kind of document as well. There'll be the link as well, and I'll put the YouTube video in there as well. Cheers.